Hello everyone, I'm back with another chapter of 7th Geography, chapter number 3, Our Changing Earth. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the lithospheric plates, what makes movement of the lithospheric plates, what is molten magma, what are the movements of the earth, exogenic, endogenic, what is the meaning of endogenic and exogenic forces. Also, we are going to learn about the different types of the forces which are causing to the changes of earth, or we can say that the forces which are causing changes to the earth on the earth. So let us see one by one. So let us start chapter number 3, our changing earth. Okay, so our earth is actually broken into the different number of plates. Okay, there is a lithospheric plate, and that lithospheric plate is broken into the different number of plates, and you will be very surprised to know that these plates move around the earth very slowly. Okay, just a few millimeters each year. This is happening, or this is what happens because of the movement of the molten magma which is present inside the earth. The molten magma which is present inside the earth, it also moves in a circular manner. Okay, we will show you. I'll tell you one activity. Okay, in this activity what you have to do, you have to take a small colored paper palette, okay, and put it into the beaker half filled with water. The beaker should be half filled with the water. Okay, then you have to take the tripod stand of 3 stands, like, okay, and tripod, and then you have to heat from the down. Okay, you have to heat that water. As the you will observe that as the heat goes ahead, no, the water warms up, the paper pellet will started coming up. So so you will observe that as the water warms up, you will observe that the paper pellet is moving upwards along with the warm layers of the water, and then it sinks back along with the cooler layers of the water. The molten magma inside the earth moves in a similar manner. So from this activity we can understand the movement of the, or the motion of the molten magma which is present inside the earth. So dear friends, in this way we have seen how lithospheric plate has broken into the different and many plates, and they are moving a millimeter each year, just a millimeter each year. This is only because of the movement of the molten magma which is inside the earth, and that magma moves in a circular manner as we have understood from the given activity. So let's see the movement of these plates changes on the surface of the earth. The earth movements are divided on the basis of the forces which cause them. So the forces which act in interior of the earth are called as endogenic forces, and the forces that work on the surface of the earth are called exogenic forces. So these plates, what I was telling you about lithospheric plates, lithosphere is the uppermost surface of the earth surface. So these plates causes changes on the earth surface. The earth movements, in this way the earth movements are divided on the basis of the forces which cause them. Okay, the agents, like the forces which act interior of the earth are called endogenic forces, and the forces which act, which work on this surface, okay, are called the exogenic forces. It's very clear. See, earth movements, I'm going to tell you from this table. Endogenic forces are very sudden forces. Endogenic forces are very sudden forces. So sudden forces means where we cannot predict that when these forces will act upon. Like example is an earthquake, volcano, landslides. These three are very sudden forces. We cannot predict that such and such day, on such and such day, or so and so date, this volcano will occur, earthquake will occur, or landslide will occur. We have to stay away, we have to be very cautious. Okay, so these are the endogenic forces which are actually happening inside the earth. Okay, the diastrophic forces also the building mountains. Now what, how these mountains have been built, these forms and all, I will tell you. When lithospheric plates, okay, the tectonic plate theory is there. There's sometimes when these plates movements are there, sometimes the convergent boundaries, like the plates attract each other, divergent boundaries, the plates move away from each other. move away from each other, and sometimes the transform bond the plates collides each other like this. Okay, so in this way the movements happens. Okay, very basically and very known example of this, the formation of Himalayas. This is the Himalayas. The lighter plates are there, or the waves are there, they are getting down, and the higher one, the they are heavier one, they are lifting up, and Himalayas are formation, and every year we can see they are moving 1 inch ahead. So this is what about the endogenic forces. I'll explain you in detail. Now another force is exogenic forces. Exogenic forces are actually they are performing the activities of erosion and deposition. Now, for example, when the rivers they coming down from the mountains, they carry sand, silt, and alluvial with them. So, okay, so that uh, they are depositing on the banks of the river. When they will deposit, they will get some obstacles. Then only they will be able to deposit the eroded material from the mountains. This is happening. So the example of this is the plains formation. Okay, the northern plains are there, they are divided into the Ganga, Punjab plain, Ganga plain, okay, and Brahmaputra plain. So these are some rivers which are coming down, or we can say flowing down from the mountains, and they are carrying sand, silt, and alluvial with them, and they are depositing on the banks of river. That's what the formation of the plain happens. So this is what we have seen about the movement of the earth on the basis of the forces which act or which cause them. Okay, so let us see this lithospheric plate. The lithospheric plate is nothing but the earth's crust consists of several large and some small rigid irregularly shaped plates, we can call them slabs, which carry continents and the ocean floors. It means lithosphere, or the rocky bodies, we can say, where ocean and the continents can be seen. So this is what we have to understand. Let us explain once again. Endogenic forces sometimes produces the sudden movements. At the other times, they produce the slow movements. Sudden movements like earthquakes and volcanoes, they cause the mass destruction on the Earth's surface. Yes, we know that this earthquake is very destructible. But when, I will tell you, there are some Richter scales, measuring scales, or units of given. So during that magnitudes, the earthquake can be severe or destruction that we can be distinguished. Another one is volcano. This is the image of volcano you can see here. Volcano is a vent, an opening in the earth's crust through the which we can find the material like molten is erupted suddenly. Okay, you can see this figure 3.2. It's a figure of volcano. Here at down you can see the mantle. Then this is the magma chamber. Then the crust. You can see this red color things. It's lava coming up, or we can say erupted from the down. Okay, this is lava, this is the vent, this is the crater, and this gas is ash. Okay, this is what about the gas and ashes coming out of the volcano when it erupts. This is volcanic activity. So volcano is vent in the earth's crust through which molten magma material is erupted suddenly. Next is, let us see the origin of these words, endogenic and exogenic. Endo means inside, exo means outside, and genic means origin. So that is what endogenic and exogenic, where these forces are actually originated inside or outside. That's what we have to understand. Similarly, when the lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth also starts vibrating, and these vibrations can travel all around the earth. These vibrations are called the earthquakes. So this is the definition of earthquake. You can understand here. Lithospheric plates are there, okay, and they starts vibrating. So these vibration can travel all around the earth, okay, and this is called the earthquake. The place in the crust where the movement starts is called the focus. Okay, there is a place in the crust where the movements actually begin. The movement of vibration actually begin. This is called the focus. This is called the focus. Okay, so focus is where the earthquake occurs. It is the origin of this seismic energy. Okay, this is the focus where it is in the crust where the movement starts. That is called focus. The place on the surface above the focus, above the focus there is a place that is known as epicenter. Okay, and epicenter is such a place where nearby, The area which is very near by the epicenter, it is experiencing the great destruction when an earthquake occurs. So the place on the surface above the focus is called epicenter. Vibrations are there when the lithospheric plates start movement. There, these vibrations can travel outwards from the epicenter as waves. Okay, they travel as a waves from the epicenter. Greatest damage usually closest to the epicenter, and the strength of the earthquake decreases away from the center. We have to understand this. Okay, I have told you very clearly where these vibrations starts travel outwards from the epicenter as waves, and here this the greatest damage is usually closest to the epicenter of the earthquake of an earthquake. The strength of the earthquake decreases away from the center. So this is what we can see here. These arrows are denoting the seismic waves radiation out in a small directions. This is an epicenter. This is the plate boundary where this focus, above the focus there is a place epicenter, and where this you can see, understand here. So there is an activity to understand these things very clearly. You have to take a container, fill it with water, and close it with a lid. Tight it. Put the water to boil. After completely putting the lid on the container, you have to put it to boil. Now put some peas, spoon and baits on the top of the lid. What you will notice here, you will notice that as the water boils, the lid began to shake. Okay, it begins to shake. The things which you have put on the top of or on the lid, you can say, also starts vibrating. The baits roll down and the spoon vibrates. Okay, it vibrates to make sound. In the same manner, the earth vibrates when an earthquake occurs. And when an earthquake occurs. So there are three types of actually the waves of the earthquake. First is P waves, or we can say longitudinal waves. Second type of wave is S waves. This is also known as the transverse waves. Another is L waves, or we can say the surface waves. We have to find out about the properties, okay, of these waves from an encyclopedia. We will find out. This is the figure of 3.3 explaining us about the origin of an earthquake. So this is what we have know about the endogenic forces, volcanic eruption and earthquake. So as we know that earthquakes are not always coming in an unpredictable manner. We cannot predict them. So although earthquakes cannot be predicted, these impact of them certainly be minimized if you are prepared beforehand. Means we can say, or the impacts can be also brought to the lower destructions. How it can be possible? Some common earthquake predictions are there. It is said that some adopted by the local people, including they studying animals behavior. They study some animals behavior, and they actually they must have experienced in the past, or that's why this is the common prediction by the local people, that the fish in the ponds get agitated. The snakes are started coming to the out to the surface. This is what they are common things. So when such thing happens, we have to understand that there is something happening inside the earth, or maybe the endogenic forces are acting inside the earth. So we have to be very cautious. So there is a case study given here of earthquake. Earthquake hits Bhuj. This is a heading. You can read it. Earthquake hits Bhuj. Dear friends, please try to understand very clearly, very properly. Earthquake is unpredictable. We cannot predict it. That's why this is what happened on 26th of Jan 2001, and the earthquake was so massive that it was measured on 6.9 Richter scale. Here, school was worstly affected. Okay, at least 917 students and 31 teachers, they were feared to have lost of their lives following the collapse of the school building. Exactly, the building was collapsed. So 971 children and 31 teachers, they were having fear of losing their lives. Bhuj relief effort blighted. 3 days after, so when earthquake happens, so it takes some time. Then relief and rescue teams goes, and then people started rescued and all, and then all the SDRF state uh, this relief forces is there. No, 3 days after the earthquake, concern rose about food, blankets, medical supplies, and not reaching everyone. So it was the people's demand that time. The people were telling that after 3 days also there is no any kind of help, any kind of rescue operation was started, even no medical supplies, and nothing was reached to the people. This is what we have. Destruction of goods, phone lines. What happened? What kind of destructions were happening? Happened actually there. Let us see. Destruction of goods, phone lines, water pipelines, and power stations. Transmission lines were knocked out. See, many things. Phone lines, water pipelines, power stations. Everything was destructed. Fire in the city. Hundred of fires started as charcoal cookers and overturned. Emergency declared in earthquake zone. So here the president declares the state of emergency. CM, Chief Minister, appeal to the center, means to the central government, that central government should provide all kind of relief fund to the earthquake areas where the earthquake hit. Okay, center disaster management. SDRF means Center State Disaster Relief Force. So, do you know an earthquake is measured with a machine called seismograph? The magnitude of the earthquake is measured on the Richter scale. Richter scale is a unit. Okay, magnitude is measured here. An earthquake of 2.0 or less can be felt only a little. 2.0 magnitude means no problem. There will be no that much destruction will be there. An earthquake over 5.0 can cause damage from falling. Okay, and earthquake which is measured 6.0 or higher magnitude, it is considered a very strong earthquake, and the 7.0 is classified as a major class, means 7.0 and above are major one, like the Gujarat was hit. So there is a this is the image of seismograph you can see here. Okay, this is the image of seismograph. Seismograph is a machine to measure the earthquake. I'll show you video also when I end up with this. So here, earthquakes preparedness. What should be done when an earthquake occurs? So we should find a safe spot, safe place to save our life. Under the kitchen counter, table or desk, against the inside or corner or well. We have to stay away from which things? We have to stay away from the fireplaces, around the chimneys, areas around the chimneys, window that shatters and which is having mirrors and picture frames. So okay, we have to be away from such places and be prepared. Spread awareness amongst your friends and family members and face any disaster very confidently. Be prepared. Disaster is happen, so we have to face it very confidently. Don't lose your hopes. So in this way, we have understood about the endogenic forces of the earth. Okay. This is lithospheric plate. Lithospheric plates are parts of lithosphere. Okay, lithosphere, which is made up of rocky bodies. In this way, the earthquake happens, or the lithospheric plate broken down. This is the circular motion through which the magma rotates. Okay, molten magma rotates in this circular motion. So these are the forces of the earth: exogenic forces and endogenic forces. Exo means outside, endo means inside. Erosion and deposition is here in exogenic. Rivers, wind, and sea waves are the agents, and sudden forces are those endogenics: earthquake, volcano, and landslides. We have to understand it properly. This is volcano. This is lithospheric plate when it brokens into different plates, and this is information about earthquake as I have discussed with you. Try to understand the things very minutely. This is this is seismograph machine which is used to measure the earthquake. This is the Richter scale earthquake energy. Okay, each level is 10 times stronger than the previous level. You can see the description, occurrence in population and movement. It is given here. Richter scale 1 to 9 is given, great, yearly, every 100 years. Very severe at 9. 9 if you say great, yearly, every 300 years, and very severe. This is the data, raw data is given about than the previous level. So in remaining, in the next part of video, we will see how this earth changes. So we have seen in this video about the lithospheric plates, the breaking up of lithospheric plates. Okay, we have seen the endogenic forces, volcano and the earthquake. We have seen all these things. What happens when the earthquake occurs? What preparedness should be given? We have seen a case study of Bhuj earthquake, which was occurred on 26th of Jan. Okay, 2001. So we in this way, in this lesson, in this way, in this part of video, we have covered the topics like in lithospheric plate, movement of lithospheric plate, endogenic forces, volcanic eruptions, and earthquake. In the next part of the video, we will understand the major landforms, in which we will see the major landforms, how the work of wind, the work of ice, the work of river. Okay, so till that time you have to read the textbook very clear, very properly, minutely, and you have to recap the taught topics here in this video by me. So till that time, I'm signing off. You all of you, please take care of yourself. Thank you so much. Bye bye.